God says, "You are firewalking by faith. You are not standing still in a safe, distant place, watching others pass through the flames. You are moving with me across ground that feels dangerous and impossible. And every step you take is a declaration that I am more real than what is trying to burn you. You are not walking alone. You are not walking random paths. You are walking with me through fire that I have already measured, limited, and repurposed to reveal my glory in you. I know how hot the season has been. I know how close the flames have come. There are battles you did not choose, trials you did not invite, furnaces you did not build. There are days when you look at your own life and say, "This feels like walking barefoot on burning coals." You feel heat from every direction, pressure in your mind, strain in your relationships, stretching in your finances, questions in your calling. Yet here you are, still moving, still breathing, still whispering, "My name." That is not weakness. That is firewalking by faith. You have asked me, Lord, why does it feel like the ground I am on is hotter than the ground others walk on? Why does obedience sometimes hurt more than disobedience used to? Hear me. I am not punishing you. I am purifying you. I lead you through places that scorch away what you were never meant to carry. I allow you to feel heat that exposes false comforts and false securities. The flames you feel are not a sign that I have left you. They are a sign that my presence is with you in the very center of what tries to consume you. Remember the ones I walked with in the furnace long ago. The fire was real. The decree against them was real. The threat of death was real. Yet I was there, a fourth figure in the middle of the blaze. I did not stop them from being thrown into the fire. I transformed the fire into a place of encounter. I am doing the same with you. You are firewalking by faith because I am fire watching over you. You think you are barely making it, but I see you differently. I see you refusing to bow to idols that promise temporary relief. I see you choosing integrity when compromise would silence the heat. I see you lifting your eyes to me when everything in you wants to look down and give up. I see you taking one more step when you feel like lying down in the ashes. Heaven has recorded every step. Not one has been wasted. You say, "Lord, I cannot feel the solid ground under my feet. It all feels like burning edges and sharp edges." But I say to you, the foundation under the fire is still me. The flames change shape, the circumstances shift, the people around you come and go, but I remain. Your faith is not anchored in the temperature of the season. It is anchored in the character of your God. I have not changed simply because the heat has increased. In this firewalking, I am training your eyes. You once measured your safety by the absence of flames. Now I am teaching you to measure your safety by the nearness of my presence. You once measured your progress by how comfortable you felt. Now I am teaching you to measure your progress by how deeply you trust me when nothing feels comfortable at all. You once measured your faith by how many visible victories you had. Now I am showing you that heaven calls it victory when you simply keep walking with me through what could have stopped you. You are firewalking by faith every time you choose forgiveness instead of revenge, every time you choose worship instead of worry, every time you choose surrender instead of control. At times it feels like you are stepping onto burning coals, choosing the painful path instead of the easy one. But each of those steps is cooling in my presence. What should have blistered your heart becomes instead a place where my healing flows. The very ground that burned you becomes a testimony of where I walked with you. There are voices that tell you, if you truly had faith, you would not feel the heat. If you truly trusted God, this would not hurt this much. Those voices are lies. Faith does not always silence the fire. Faith faces the fire with me. Faith does not always erase the feeling of pain. Faith refuses to let pain have the final word. Faith is not the absence of trembling. Faith is the decision to step forward even while you tremble. I am not ashamed of your shaking steps. I call them precious. You have wondered if your faith is real because sometimes your prayers feel weak and your declarations feel small. You have walked through days when your only prayer was, "Help me, God." You have walked through weeks when you whispered, "I do not know how to keep going, but I will not turn away from you." I tell you today, that is faith. Firewalking faith is often quiet and desperate. It does not always roar. Sometimes it simply refuses to retreat. Heaven pays attention to that refusal. Right now, as you listen, if your spirit recognizes that this is your road, if something in you is saying, "This is exactly where I am," I invite you to pause and breathe with me. Let my words wash over you. And if you sense that this message is confirming what I am already doing in you, I gently invite you to like, comment, share this word with someone who is walking through their own fire, and subscribe so you can continue to journey with these prophetic declarations as I keep speaking to your faith. I am not simply pulling you through the flames. I am teaching you how to walk differently because of them. You will leave this season with a stride that carries authority. You will carry a testimony that the smell of smoke is not on you, even though everyone knows you passed through fire. There will be a weight in your words that cannot be learned in classrooms or copied from others. It can only be forged where feet have touched burning ground and found me faithful. I am also dealing with what you believe about yourself in this fire. The heat has tempted you to label yourself as weak, fragile, cursed, forgotten. But I call you chosen, tempered, trusted. I would not allow you to walk this terrain if I had not first decided that my grace in you would be enough for it. I am not reckless with your life. If I have allowed your feet onto this ground, it is because I intend to reveal something of my strength that could not be seen any other way. You ask me, will this season ever end? Will I always feel like I'm walking through flames? Hear my heart. Every fire has a boundary. Every furnace has a limit. I have already set the line where this season will break. I have already written the moment when your testimony will shift from "I am in the fire" to "He brought me through." You might not see that line yet, but I do. I am leading you toward it step by step, and no power of hell can extend the fire one breath longer than I allow. Do not despise the small steps. There are days when you feel you moved only an inch. There are days when all you did was get out of bed, whisper a single prayer, refuse one old temptation, speak one word of kindness when anger felt easier. In your eyes, these look small. In mine, they are blazing footprints of faith. I see how much each step cost you. I see how everything in you wants to run backward into old numbing, and yet you set your face toward me again. That is firewalking by faith. In the future, I will send you to others whose feet are shaking on their own hot ground. You will recognize the look in their eyes, the tension in their voices, the way they move carefully because everything feels fragile. You will not speak to them with theory, you will speak with memory. You will say, "I know what it feels like to walk where you are walking, and I know the one who walks there too." Your story will become a bridge for their faith, a living invitation not to give up. You have wondered if you are disappointing me when your courage wavers. But I tell you plainly, I am not tallying your stumbles. I am holding your hand. I am not standing on the other side of the fire, shouting for you to move faster. I am beside you, step for step. When you move, I move with you. When you freeze, I do not leave. When you fall, I lift you. When you cry, I listen. When you feel nothing at all, I remain. My commitment to you is not as fragile as your emotions. My promises do not evaporate in the heat. So, child, lift your eyes again. Feel my grip around you. Even if you cannot see the end from here, let the next step be your worship. Let your obedience be the way you plant your foot on the ground that still feels hot. Let your trust be the way you shift your weight forward instead of backward. You are not walking toward a void, you are walking toward me, and I am already rejoicing over every step. You are firewalking by faith, but you are not defined by the fire. You are defined by the one who walks with you. I call you courageous even when you feel afraid. I call you steadfast even when you feel unsteady. I call you mine when everything else tries to name you according to your pain. One day you will look back and marvel at how I carried you. You will trace the path and see where the flames were highest and my presence was closest. You will realize that the fire you feared most became the place where your confidence in me became unshakable. Until that day, keep walking. Not by sight, but by faith. Not by the temperature of the air, but by the truth of my word. Not by the noise of fear, but by the whisper of my spirit within you. You are fire walking by faith, and I am with you in every step, turning every burning place into holy ground and every trembling stride into a testimony that I am faithful, even in the fire.